What's up, YouTube land? Xeno Gaming here with the 20th episode, the finale for the first season in our Formula 1 2019 career mode. So here we are today doing the very last Grand Prix around the Yas Marina circuit here at Abu Dhabi, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a tough weekend. I think another tough weekend for us at Toro Rosso. Just with saying, going back to development again, we didn't make any developments for this last race. Just didn't think it was worth it. Saved the points, and other teams like Williams just made even more steps, and now even ahead of McLaren. Renault have not been really developing the car too well, so it's unfortunate for them. But we were focusing on keeping those engine bits for next year, and yeah, it's still very close, but we are still slower at the end of the day, so we'll see what happens, and hopefully we can push this car further forward for next year, and we'll just have to deal with this last race. I think we can still have a good result though here at Abu Dhabi. Qualifying though might be a little bit difficult, so we'll see how it all goes. I'm confident we can have a decent weekend, but I'll just notice as well, you can also say Red Bull have really made some great developments towards the end of this season to make a push to even get past and ahead of Mercedes. So we'll see how that goes for them. Ferrari also on top in the performance charts, and Racing Point are now 4th with Alpha 5th, then Renault, Williams, McLaren, us, and Renault. I messed up there, I accidentally said Renault was Haas. So anyway, ignore that. And let's get into this last qualifying session for the year. Welcome to qualifying here today for the very last qualifying session of our F1 2019 career mode season 1 here today at the Yas Marina Grand Prix in UAE for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As you can see here, the engine components are looking very, very worn, as you'd expect towards the end of the season. So anyway, now moving here into qualifying. As you can see, this is our first run in qualifying, and this lap wasn't the best lap. I had the soft tyre fitted for the best effect, and I came across the line at 1:36 was the lap time. I was ahead of Ricciardo, was behind Grosjean. I came back to the pits to compare myself to Perez. You can see I was quite a bit off, and especially in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Sector 1 was fine, it's only really one corner. But Sector 2 and 3, so I was baffled at Sector 2 because it's really just a straight and a chicane and a hairpin, really. So it's really 4 corners, and it's really just straight. So we did the second lap, and I improved the second sector. I think I know what I did right, and I'd actually managed to get up into 15th place here in our last lap in Q1, which was very good for us to at least get out of Q1 in the last Grand Prix. Didn't do it in Brazil, had a bad qualifying in Brazil. At least we were able to get out of Q1 here. But Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Kubica, Russell, and Daniel Ricciardo all do not make it out of Q1, especially bad for Daniel Ricciardo. I actually think maybe Hulkenberg outperformed the car maybe a little bit as well. The two Williams, despite making upgrades, are still missing Q2 today. Anyway, here we go. Our first lap in Q2, and we come across the line for 1:36.1. So not a bad lap time. Here is our next lap in Q2 as we come here. So the goal is to still try and beat Perez, who improved his time once again in this session, and just trying to find where I can make up time compared to him and the other AI cars. I didn't know if I had to drive aggressively, or you can see using a lot of curb in that chicane, which didn't really affect. Sometimes it would affect, but sometimes it wouldn't. It just depends how you hit it and at what speed, what angle, I guess. But anyway, I was also debating whether or not to take in some penalties, just put fresh component for the race, but I ended up going against that. I just decided I think other AI cars will have engine penalties, and I'll try to see if I can make up a little bit of track position or grid position. Well, yeah, track position with other cars taking penalties. So that was the reasoning I kept the old components in. Maybe that would have given me a little bit more pace as well. I'm not sure. But here we are, though. We are improving here in our second lap in Q2, and by a couple of tenths as well. So that's positive, but there's not really too much more time to be made up by the looks of it. Come in here, hit that, trying to not overdrive the car. That's what I was trying not to do. Not to overdrive it, not make mistakes, be very cautious. Got a little bit too greedy on the power there, and probably cost us a little bit of time. Now coming into the last corner, a little bit wide. Trying to clip that curb is very difficult, I found. And anyway, come across the line, and it is 14th place for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So decent qualifying session for us. But Perez is in 11th, so he's also missed Q3 along with Kvyat, Butler and Norris. So it'll be very interesting. Weber was very quick, as you can see, on his set of soft tyres beating Gasly. I'm not sure if that's down to Weber being really good in this game and Gasly being poor, or a combination of the Alfa just developing well, even though I'm not sure. I think it could just be that. But you can say 8th for Raikkonen, so the Alfa clearly working well around this circuit. Racing Point with Kvyat and Stroll maybe struggling more than what they should with the fourth best car. But anyway, with that being said, let's move on to the race. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the season finale of the Season 1 in F1 2019 career mode. Here today, one-stop strategy is what we have planned out for this Grand Prix. By the looks of it, that's what they chose, that's what I went with. So, should be a interesting one. We're going to start 11th due to all the grid penalties. Looks like Verstappen once again got pole position. but once again had to take grid penalties. So he's been rapid towards the end of this year, just kind of like how he would be in real life. Leclerc's taking grid penalties. He's back there. So jumping to 11th from 4th, I think was a good decision. We gained 3 places, so to not take penalties. Anyway, here we go. 5 red lights, and it's go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Decent start here. Poor start for Stroll. That held up Perez a little bit. We're going to go around the outside of our teammate and also try to go around the outside of Stroll. He shoves us off the track, doesn't leave us any space, but that's alright. We slot into 10th place, so we gain 1 spot on our teammate Perez. And now, can we have a go at Lance Stroll into turns 4 and 5? We thought about it, and then he went and braked a little bit early, so had to avoid him to go down the inside. And decent move to get past Lance Stroll here on the first lap. And now we are behind Lucas Weber, and he's had a poor exit out of the hairpin, and we are right tucked up his rear wing and gearbox, and we're going to pull out here coming into the chicane of turns 7 and 8, braking as late as I dare, and I'll brake that way. I almost went into Raikkonen, but we managed to avoid him, get the move on his teammate Weber, and move now into 8th place in this race. So 11th to 8th, not a bad first lap if I do say so myself. And now following Kimi Raikkonen here on lap number 1. And let's see what we can do in this race. I think the race pace will be better than qualifying pace. I always think that compared to qualifying to race, that you gain something on the AI. They're much quicker in qualifying than what they are in the race. That's what it tends to be, I believe. So anyway, this is a good opening lap to set ourselves up to go into a rhythm, almost touching that ball there. You don't know how many times I have actually scraped that ball. It's very easy to do. You think, oh yeah, I'll just turn the wheel this much, and then bang, you're in the wall there. So you got to be very careful there. Anyway, good first opening lap, and now on lap 3 we are having a go at Kimi Raikkonen, and we are not close enough here though, but Verstappen's trying to go around the outside of Kevin Magnussen. Has been stuck. We almost go into the back of Raikkonen in the chicane. We had that much extra speed going into the corner there. So now Raikkonen's right up behind Verstappen, and he's going to go around Magnussen, and it's going to be 3 wide between Verstappen, Magnussen and Raikkonen here. And Verstappen looks like he could get the edge. Raikkonen's losing out here. Verstappen's lost out completely. We've had to avoid him, go down his inside into the next left-hander and get past Max Verstappen. So he loses 3 places there. Magnussen comes out on top, and Raikkonen slots right in behind here. Now moving on to the next lap. And once again, it could be a bit the same here. Round 2 here, Raikkonen right behind Magnussen. Will he have a go? Yes, he's going to go to the outside here. And now, braking later is Kimi Raikkonen, but Magnussen has the track position on the inside, but Raikkonen's able to keep around the outside and gain the position. Now we are right in this battle. Can we do anything about Kevin Magnussen or Kimi Raikkonen? We got the DRS here. Magnussen's going to go to the outside. We're gaining massively on the slipstream. We're going to go to the inside of Raikkonen. So we're past Kimi, and we're not going to be diving up the inside of Magnussen. So we go into 6th place. Magnussen holds on to 5th. Raikkonen down to 7th. Bit unlucky for Kimi. No DRS for him on that second straight. Kind of compromised him with how close we were all to each other. And now he's defending off Verstappen. Next lap, lap 5, we are still on the back of Kevin Magnussen, who looks to be a little bit slow at this point of the time in the Grand Prix. You can see we've made a bit of a gap to the cars behind. Not sure how that's occurred, but we managed to go past Kevin Magnussen quite easily into turn 6 and 7, go a little bit deeper to the corner. He's there on the outside. We squeeze him out, and now we're going to have to defend into the next chicane. I believe turn 11. I'm not sure if that's right or wrong, but anyway, here goes Magnussen into the chicane, but he does not get close enough to make a move. We defended well there on the straight, and now moving on to lap 12 here, we are in the lead of the Grand Prix. The AI made some earlier pit stops than what we did. We're going to pit on this lap, and you can see Sebastian Vettel, who is leading this Grand Prix, right behind us, and he's already come in for his first pit stop, so he's about to go past us here, but these tyres were very, very second-hand at this rate. And the times, I was lapping about 3 seconds slower compared to my best lap at that point. So, time to get on the medium tyres to go to the end of the race. I believe I am the only driver, though, doing a one-stop strategy, which did surprise me at the time. I thought there would be other guys doing 2 stops. But no, we are the only one doing a one stop by the looks of it. Guys like Perez started on the medium tyre, my teammate. Other drivers also started medium tyre. Where Stroll as well started on the soft tyre like us. But he also decided to do a two stop. So the differing strategies between me and everybody else by the looks of it. So anyway, lap 15 now. We've caught up to the back of Grosjean with our fresh medium tyres compared to his, at this stage, maybe 6 laps old medium tyres. And ours are so half that at 3 laps old. And now we have DRS and Roman Grosjean. This is an easy overtake. No DRS for him. Breeze passed on the straight. And that's P11 for now. But we should be fine because we are not stopping for the rest of this race. Where the AI, these guys are all making another stop. So while at this stage we're making time on them, they're not making time on us. And it's costing them any chance to maybe potentially come back at us later in the race. So we need to make as much time on them as possible right now. As now lap 16, we're having a go at Lance Stroll. Stroll defends to the left, we go to the right, and that's good for us because we can brake where we want, get the car stopped best to our abilities, and move on without him being a problem anymore in this Grand Prix. So I had a lot of confidence on these new tyres as well, and we are setting our best laps of the Grand Prix at this time as we now move on to lap 17, and we are once again behind Kimi Raikkonen, the wily veteran, 38 years old, still going. He defends to the inside there, felt he had to need to defend, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it though, unfortunately. Very difficult to make a move in this part of the track. It's just not enough not enough braking, and just low risk, high risk, low reward. Sorry. But now we move on to lap 18, and we have our opportunity now to pass Raikkonen, who we are now in 3rd place. As you can see, drivers starting the pit. Kimi needs to pit this lap. His medium tyres are second hand at this rate. And now Valtteri Bottas is leading the Grand Prix, but he is also due for a pit stop. You can see on the map where Vettel is. This is lap 18, so you can see where he is. He's about a couple seconds behind. And now lap 20, he's right up our gearbox. Raikkonen pitted, Bottas pitted. We are leading this Grand Prix on merit. Grosjean, who's yet to pit as well, in 3rd place there, so he does come in, I believe, at the end of this lap as well. But we are leading the Grand Prix. It's not going to last long, though, with Sebastian Vettel flying in this Grand Prix. He actually had some problems, even though he was leading early in this race by about 7 seconds. Had some problems, but it looks like he recovered. It never really affected him. The engineer said he had problems anyway. But he breezes past us, outbrakes us into the chicane, and that's all she wrote. Sebastian Vettel leads the Grand Prix. Looks like he's on course to win his 7th Grand Prix of the year. I believe it's 7. And not win a championship. So, very tough luck for Vettel. It's just down to the consistency of his teammate Leclerc only retiring, or not even retiring, from one race. And the worst race that it was at Germany because of that Ferrari glitch. Anyway, ignore that. Hamilton's down our inside into the chicane. Odd place for you to get that much speed. Danny Kvyat somehow set the fast lap of the race. He obviously has put on the soft tyre, so he's got a really good set of tyres. But now here comes Lewis Hamilton once again on the straight. DRS, this time in effect. Don't know how he got such a good run onto us into the chicane, but anyway, here he comes now. He's going to look down the inside. We brake. He outbrakes us with the fresh tyres. Goes down the inside, makes the move stick. Does Hamilton. We got Charles Leclerc behind us now as well, challenging us. So under pressure, Leclerc, who started just behind us in 13th place in this race, has made his way all the way up to 3rd and is challenging Hamilton. So it shows you how much pace he has. He's not going to be able to make a move on us at the chicane. We don't make a move on Hamilton either. We don't get close enough to even attempt that, unfortunately. So we're going to have to hold on to 3rd place now with 5 laps remaining with Leclerc behind us. What a year he's had. Mr. Consistent, as I was trying to say before, worst race was at Germany where that Ferrari glitched. Apart from that race, his worst result this year was a 9th place finish at Hungary. So Charles Leclerc really showing that he is the rightful champion, even though Vettel has won more races. He has also had more poor results compared to his teammates. So here we go now to start lap 24, and Leclerc's just got so much pace on us. You can see here, he just comes up down the inside of us into turn 1, very aggressive from Leclerc. Didn't want Hamilton to get away and made a very quick move on us. As now we come here into lap 25, and we now have Max Verstappen on the back of us. And here I get a poor exit. I was trying to focus on changing my settings for the straight, and well, Verstappen got such a better run out the corner using that Red Bull chassis and aero package that we know it's so good, and we let him go. Or else I don't think Christian Horner would be too happy with us. But just really, it didn't matter. Even if I did try to go back at him here into this corner, as you will see now. Verstappen, once again, we're in his slipstream. DRS, we're closing. We're going to go to the outside. I'm going to try and dive around the outside, get us braking as late as I dared, but it didn't work out. Maybe I should have went for the inside. He defended pretty well, though, to the inside, so thought the outside was my option. But he outbraked me into the corner, and, I didn't want to turn in on him. So here we go, lap 27 now. Verstappen's got away. Now we're under pressure from Valtteri Bottas. Go to the inside. He breezes past us easily on the outside. He's in front of us into the braking zone, so we even can get back to the racing line to brake. And now, what can we do about Valtteri Bottas? Can we do anything on this straight? We're going to have the DRS. We've got overtake mode. We've got enough ERS. The fuel mixes up. And we're going to close in on Bottas. Can we make a move? He's going to defend to the inside, but he leaves it open, though. We're going to have a look, but we don't outbrake him enough. And Bottas goes around the outside of us. I didn't want to make contact there. And we're going to have to hold on to P6 for now. So now next up behind us is Pierre Gasly. And can we hold on to 6th place? I think that would be a great result. Gasly was fighting Bottas, but Bottas seemed to have gotten the better of him. And you can see where the two Alfa Romeos are. They're pretty close. So you can see that's how much they've closed in on us. But that's not going to be enough for them to beat us today. So the one-stop, clearly the superior strategy here today. But now, can we hold off Pierre Gasly here on this last lap? As now we come into the last lap of the season, and Gasly's already got a run on us here on the straight, and we brake, and he really brakes late and hit us. Actually, I left him room, he still hit us. So we managed to hold on though into turn 1. We had to defend though into turn 1, which is quite concerning considering the pace he could have here on this back straight. We managed to hold him off into the chicane here. Now we're going to have to really focus to maximise our run out of this hairpin corner. Need as much gap as possible. And I try to go as wide as I dare, and now try to get the power, but didn't get a great exit there. Trying to be too ready on the power to get it early as possible. And now Gasly is right in our slipstream. Maybe the best chance is just for him to go past us. But he didn't actually have a good run though, maybe himself. And he doesn't actually get side by side with us. I thought maybe our best chance of keeping the position was to attack him back down to here, but we're still ahead. So we're going to have to defend the best we can into the chicane. But he's still not close enough to make a move on us, and we can just take the racing line normally, and that's it. So he's not going to be able to make an overtake surely on us here in this last sector unless we make a catastrophic error. And at this point, I knew it was done. I knew I wasn't going to make a mistake. But can we hold on? You don't know in these things. Sebastian Vettel, however, has won the last Grand Prix of the year. Congratulations to him. Charles Leclerc manages to actually overtake Hamilton to finish 2nd, Hamilton 3rd. So Ferrari 1-2 to win their championship double. Verstappen finishes 4th, Bottas 5th, and we are going to come across the line though to come in a brilliant 6th place, beating Pierre Gasly in 7th. So great result for us to finish the season. Well, that was the Grand Prix. What a Grand Prix it was. And we managed to hold on with our one-stop strategy. That's what I was looking at here after the race to see if any other driver did a one-stop strategy. No one did a one-stop strategy. So it pays off for us. But well done to Sebastian Vettel for winning the Grand Prix. Well done to Charles Leclerc to carry from 13th to 2nd. Great drive to beat the two Mercedes and Verstappen. Here we miss out, despite the great result, and Perez having a terrible race. He had issues with the car, so that's why he was so far back. We still don't manage to beat him. We also lose out in the constructors' title to to Alfa Romeo. You can see though Ferrari clearly the dominant team this year, over 100 points clear on top. So that was our season. I hope you guys enjoyed the season. So that was the season. It was a really enjoyable first season for us, for me personally. Really enjoyed driving the Toro Rosso car. I really thought it was a really enjoyable. We're going to try and do one more season here with Toro Rosso as we renegotiate a contract, and I thought these were really quite friendly terms that we got here, so I just decided to accept. I thought maybe it might be a little bit over the value. I put that to race level 3, accept, and it was a successful negotiation. I still had a little wiggle room, so the goals for qualifying a race are a bit low just because of where the car is, and I think that's going to really help us out for the next race for next year, because I think we can obviously outdo those goals. And yeah, we'll move though into the next season to see where this car is in terms of development. I'm excited to see where it could possibly end up. But actually, before we go there, sorry, I make some 2 upgrades there to 3 upgrades to the chassis department to hopefully really boost it. That's what I decided to do with my resource points, to hopefully really boost the car. So let's see what happens. Here's a quick summary. I didn't really look through this too much. I looked at it a little bit, but didn't scroll or anything. So that's all from the first season. Hopefully, I did scroll actually, but yeah, it was a pretty good overall first rookie season for us. But hopefully, the second one will be even better. Thank you, Carl. So here we are, now moving on to season number 2. Welcome to season 2, everybody. And I was so eager to just get to see where our car possibly could be in the development charts. I was thinking it could be pretty high. But here we are. Here are the driver moves. You can see Sergio Perez is now our former teammate. He is moving to Williams. George Russell has been let go. Quite a shame because I thought he was doing really well for Williams. Daniel Ricciardo also moving to Williams, where Kubica has been let go. Hulkenberg is to Haas. Albon is returning to Renault. Grosjean is moving to Renault as well, so they're new teammates. And Antonio Giovinazzi will be our new teammate here at Toro Rosso. So that's all very interesting. And now coming to the engine and the performance chart, we have gained a little bit. We are the 4th slowest car, so the 6th quickest car, or 7th quickest car. McLaren, you can see though, Renault is a long way behind, so Albon and Grosjean are going to be really struggling. It's going to be interesting to see Hulkenberg and Magnussen though cooperate as teammates. We all know they do not like each other. Sergio Perez had a short stint at Toro Rosso, and we'll see how Giovinazzi goes up against us. I don't think he'll be as competitive as what Perez was, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We don't have that quicker teammate, I guess, but I'm not sure Giovinazzi could be as quick. Maybe, I'm not sure, but you can see though, Red Bull will be the quickest car heading into Melbourne, with Ferrari 2nd, Mercedes 3rd, Racing Point and Alfa at the minute are clearly quite ahead in the midfield pack, with Haas there as well, and then we are a little bit underneath. But anyway, that's been the last episode 20 of season 1. Come back in a few days time for season 2. Everyone leave a like, subscribe, and see you guys for the next video. Goodbye.